This is the video that will get you going on Sunday. We upload a new video every Sunday that should help you in some way. Today, we'll discuss about 15 things that poor people buy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, the place where people who want to be billionaires get ideas. It's so great that you're here for another video. We believe this will make a lot of people angry, but we're used to getting angry back. The purpose of this video is to show you several mistakes you can be making every day that are keeping you from getting ahead, especially when it comes to money. We always think that most people don't actually know where their money goes. You might want to check to see whether you are guilty of the same wasteful spending as you read this list. If you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, without further ado, here are 15 items that impoverish people by that impede them from moving forward in life. First, credit cards. Credit cards are not for people who don't have a lot of money. It's like digging a hole that you can never get out of. People use credit cards to pay someone for their time and work in exchange for money. You stop working for yourself when you go into debt. You don't really own your life until you pay off that debt. People who are destitute utilize their credit cards to the fullest, even on things they don't need. You can easily get stuck in this money whirlwind that you can never get out of. Number 2. Making things look better and more glamorous. Have you seen the hair and nails of people who can't even afford to fix their cars? One of the most annoying things we see that keeps people from getting better is this. You work hard all week, and now you want to show off to others who aren't doing any better than you by getting a new haircut that will fade in 2 weeks. Have you ever noticed that a lot of wealthy people have the same simple haircut? Did you know that none of the successful women who run businesses have diamonds or other stuff on their nails? It's about placing things in the right order. You can do anything you want with more money once you restore your life. Instead of throwing money out the window, fix your windows. Number 3. Buying goods without thinking about it. You don't need the 6 phone cases, the weird socks, the cooking tools you only used once, and the list goes on and on. You know what you really need in life and what is most important to you. They are only trying to sell you things. They are brainwashing you into thinking you need something when you really just want it. You can take control of your life once you grasp the difference between what you need and what you want. A study in the UK indicated that the average Brit will spend more than £150,000 on stuff they don't need in their lifetime. People in the US spend more than $5,000 a year on goods they don't need. You can utilize that money to improve your life in a lot of different ways. Number 4. Wasted food. You might not know how much food you're throwing away. People buy foods they think they will eat, but most of the time they are wrong. People throw away 40 of the vegetables, 17 of the dairy products, and 14 of the meat they buy. The average American family tosses out food worth roughly $20,000 every year. It looks like both the poor and the middle class throw away about the same quantity of food. The poor are just hurting a lot more. Number 5. Weird fitness products, miracle diets, and teleshopping. You gained this weight over the course of 20 years. Do you truly believe that you can lose half of your weight in 3 weeks by drinking some magic tea that a pretty 20-year-old girl on Instagram or TV is selling? The ripped people in those films are personal trainers. They work out for 14 hours a day, every day, to make money. You don't need the roll-up piano, the shake weight, or the PJ jeans. How many times do you need to fall for cheap items that are meant to fool individuals who want things to be easy and quick? The first step to being in shape is to recognize that you need to do something about it. You should stop eating so much and go for a stroll or run once in a while. That's all there is to it, and you don't have to pay anything. You don't need a new product. You need to modify how you think. You may get the audiobook Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink for free. You can listen to it as many times as you need to until you truly realize that you are in charge of your own life. Number 6. Things that bring you luck or are spiritual. Isn't it funny how people who don't have a lot of money spend the little money they do have on lucky charms or stones that are supposed to bring them more money? Do you know what may make you 49 richer? We don't care whether you name them crystals or minerals. This isn't an episode of Breaking Bad. Don't spend 49 on rocks. Don't even get us started on religious products. Just saying you won't buy a crucifix in Latin America or Eastern Europe will brand you a heretic in the eyes of the poor. But these groups really do take advantage of poor people to get what little they have. Number 7. Health. Health is like a dragon that continues becoming bigger and bigger. The more you ignore it, the worse it will get and the more it will harm your life. You don't want to go to the dentist to get the cavity filled since you'll have to pay for an implant. You don't want to pay for a checkup because you'll have to go to the hospital to live. It costs less to see a doctor than to bury someone. People who are less wealthy think that the problem will go away if they just ignore it for some reason. This isn't working for anyone. Number 8. Playing games and buying goods on the app. Let the stats do the talking. People that play Fortnite buy stuff in the game 70% of the time. They spend an average of 84.67 on digital things in Fortnite. People who bought extra lives or anything else in Candy Crush made $3 million a day. People are spending a lot of money on this meaningless form of entertainment, but the worst part is that they are wasting a lot of time. You can quickly see how many hours you've played a game by looking at your stream data. It's not hard to play for 1,000 hours in a year if you see yourself as a gamer. Some people could think those numbers are for beginners. But the average gamer makes more than 20 an hour, so you're missing out on at least 20,000, not including the cost of the game, the console or system, and any other in-game purchases. Number 9. The latest tech. It's odd to see somebody you know aren't doing well with money spend a lot of money every year on the newest gear. You can't buy the new iPhone. You might have the money to buy it, but you can't afford it. When your house visibly needs repairs, you don't need a giant flat-screen TV either. People who take care of their possessions also enjoy using them for long periods of time, which saves them money on maintenance fees or the cost of replacing the item right away. Number 10. Going to the club and dancing. It feels amazing to pop bottles in the club, have people look at you, and have the champagne brought to your table. But you know what doesn't feel good. You have to go back to that work that pays you very little from 9 to 5 every day for a whole month just to feel that way for a few hours. You're not a boss if you throw money around at the club or have a bigger bail than the person next to you. You are the product, and someone else is making money off of your work to make it look like you're having a good time in front of others who are just as poor as you are. I never see you at the bank, and I never see you at the club, is a statement that rich people use. Number 11. Betting. There it goes. When people claimed you have to spend money to make money, they weren't talking about lottery tickets. People who are poor spend a lot more money on slot machines, scratch-off tickets, and casinos than anyone else. Everyone wants to win big. Gambling costs the average citizen in Australia about $1,000 a year. 70% of individuals in the UK play the lottery on a regular basis. A Yale University study from 2012 found that those with the lowest socioeconomic status were the most likely to play the lottery, 61, and the most likely to have done so for 26.1 days in the last year. Number 12. Smoking and vaping. People that gamble are also more likely to get hooked on other things, like smoking, vaping, and so on. A pack of cigarettes costs $6.28, so if you smoke a pack a day, it will cost you $188 a month or $2,292 a year. If you smoke for 10 years, it will cost you $22,920. The price only goes up depending on where you live. If both of you smoke or vape, one of you will have to work for an entire month to pay for it. There are about 1.1 billion smokers in the globe, which is 1 in 7 people. People are switching from traditional cigarettes to vaping, and this trend is bringing companies more money than ever. We recommend Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking if you wish to quit smoking and get healthier. It is a classic in the self-help genre and has sold more than 20 million copies around the world. It has been the best-selling book in 9 European nations and sells more copies than all other quit-smoking books put together. Your bank is the 13th one. Your bank is stealing your money. You have to pay a fee when you put it in. You have to pay a fee when you ask them to give it back. Interest rates are a joke, and in some regions, they aren't even keeping up with rising prices. Putting money in the bank when the economy is unstable is terrible for your money now and in the future. Old advice on how to save money doesn't work anymore because things are changing so quickly. That's why we advised Money Master the Game as a way to learn how to make your money work for you instead of just putting it in the bank. Number 14 is your taxes. The rich make more money on the market than the poor do, so the poor pay more taxes. You may not like it, but that is the truth. The richest people in the US utilize their money to make more money, and the government rewards them for doing so. If you click on the link in the upper right corner, you can watch our last video, 15 Things Poor People Get Wrong About Money. We discussed about this in the video. People are always happy when they get money back from their taxes, which is shocking to us. First of all, that's your money. The state is basically giving it back to you. Second, you've been robbed because the money doesn't yield any interest. If you were smart with your money, you may have more of it. You just choose to give it to the state for free. Number 15. Presents. This is going to be a very controversial topic. The truth is that when you donate money to a cause, that money doesn't go to the people who need it. It goes to pay the people who work for the organization. Charities are one of the biggest hoaxes in the world. They take advantage of poor people because they think they need to aid other poor people, but they don't know what they're doing. To give you an idea, the charity's general manager, who is almost like the CEO, makes about $250,000 a year. This is the average amount that the top 100 charities in the UK get. You can find a comparable situation almost anywhere else in the world. Almost 35% of the money that charities earn goes to pay for new fundraisers, and the cycle goes on and on. Instead of coming to a telethon, buy stuff for the shelter in your area or find a way to help these people. Instead of giving a man a fish, teach him how to fish. Well, I hope this film has been a much-needed wake-up call for you. We started off softly, but we concluded on a deep note. So, based on what you've seen or done, where do you think people spend the most money? You can join the conversation in the comments. Here's an additional fact for watching this video all the way through. Number 16. Trying to look rich. We talked about how learn it till you earn it is better than fake it till you make it 2 weeks ago. Let's say that 2 people each acquire $2,000. One of them decides to go to the club and have a great time, spending $800. People assume he's doing very well because he posts images of himself on social media. The other person chooses to invest their money and gets back 10% of it. They now have $2,200. At the end of the day, one person looks like they're doing well, but the other person is actually growing wealthy. The goal is to be rich, not to look rich. You can get out of it by always acting in a way that moves you forward. Write the word grow in the comments and glance at it for a second if you want to make your life better right now. That's your sign that things need to change. Thanks for taking the time to be with us. Like and subscribe so you don't miss any more of our videos. We also picked these videos for you to watch next. We'll see you again tomorrow.